Well, welcome back. This is the second of two videos covering Chapter 14, and actually the last video in a series running about 65 or so videos covering Wheeler's most excellent book on security risk management. What we're going to do in this last video as we bring it home is talk about prerequisites for a risk management program. We're going to walk through each of those bullets over on the left. So we'll start off with the need for telling people what is normal, what is not normal, and what to do when something not normal happens. So security policies and standards. And in doing so, two of those kind of foundational documents have to be a data classification policy, what data is public, what is sensitive, what is restricted, what is acceptable use of computing devices in the network at your particular location. You have to be able to go in and do an information resources inventory. This is very much like the asset inventory or resource inventory that we've talked about for the entire course. There's a lot of information that you have to capture so that you can determine what vulnerabilities you might be subject to. Kind of a new idea, but we haven't talked about it in the course thus far, but security liaisons are a great idea for building your security program or risk management program. Have each of the business units have a security liaison, have them take on some aspects of executing the security risk management program, and you can see some of those activities over there, this idea of overseeing risk assessments and their function, reviewing and approving policy exceptions, ensuring audit issues are addressed, delegating security tasks within their function, inventory of information resources, boy, that would be awesome, represent the function to security committees and boards, and so on and so forth. You need to come up with a common risk formula. That risk formula, it could be quantitative, it could be qualitative, but there has to be some mechanism of conveying to others the degree of risk that you have within a particular organization. There's one listed below, but again, we spent some time talking about this. You want to make sure that you've got this common formula, this common metric that everybody agrees is how we're going to measure risk. You want to have an enterprise risk committee at my university. It's chaired by the president. Of course, there's a liaison that handles a lot of the details, but it's that important to our institution. It's got to look at risk across the entire enterprise, have the most senior C-level staff on that committee, as well as the experts in risk management and security. Just as the slide indicates, information security is just one member. That's it. There's a focus on the highest level risks and a methodology to do that differentiation between different risks. And then you're looking at systemic or large-scale risks. Those are generally reported back to a board of directors. You want to be able to map the risk domains into business objectives. So a risk domain is going to be a higher level grouping of risk areas that tie to the overarching strategy. And so, the business goal is efficiency, increase the efficiency of service delivery. Your risk domain is product delivery. That's the business value that is at risk. The security initiative may be change management, and it may be that one of the possible risks could be that there's no security testing performed before a product goes live. It's not a possible risk. That's a terrible risk. Oh, you got to be doing security testing before something goes live. From there, we move into other security and processes tied to risk. All of these really need to be done. You don't have to do all of them the first year, but you do have to do them over time. So vulnerability scanning, incident notification and response, application code reviews, architecture and design reviews, compliance to standards, security event monitoring, and then internal audit reviews. All of these are ongoing every single day. Just another ball to be juggled, but important balls to be juggled to make sure that your program is up to stuff and cranking along in terms of a risk management program. And then finally, you want to document all those risk decisions, capture reasons, talk about compensating controls, also capture exceptions where an exception has been approved. So as we go back to that overarching plan, the book lays out a kind of 3-year methodology for moving forward. You want to start small. We've talked about that the entire course. Start with industry standards and scales before you start customizing them. Get it to work small before it works big. Focus on oversight. You're not going to be able to fix everything. And you've got to be able to tie those security initiatives to business initiatives. Again, as you look at the multi-year plan over on the right, you got to develop the plan and do some very basic threat and vulnerability management, and then start to expand that to your highest sensitivity environments and set up the metrics that you're going to measure for the 3-year program. Start doing those security risk profiles on your most critical resources. You're not going to have time to do all of them, but do some of them, and then distribute a security risk review questionnaire for those of focus. So again, starting small, trying to refine. Now, second year, we move into looking at threat and vulnerability management again, build metrics for it, enhance that program, start looking at your security risk reviews, implement a third-party component of that so that you can get that out, and then start focusing on those systemic and risk themes that can, and then start escalating these to senior management. That third year, you're starting to get baselines and certification put into place. You're validating findings, documenting an architecture, identifying risk indicators and starting to track them, and then getting ways to improve the program. What a good way to build a program over a 3-year period. All right, well, that brings us to the end of the course. Again, about 65 videos covering Wheeler's most excellent textbook on security risk management. I hope you continue to explore this area. It is a career rich environment. It's very productive work to be engaged with. So keep on studying, keep on learning, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.